He created the world where men can exert their will to live and regulate the world. Unfortunately, the first time the man used his will, he allowed Satan to enter the earth. And when Satan entered, a parallel government was created. The man was supposed to be the mirror image of divine government, the only government on the earth. But unfortunately, he used his will, gave authority to Satan. So Satan, riding on the will of man, now has authority to find expression on the face of the earth. So Jesus speaking in John 10 verse 10, he said, the thief cometh not but for to kill, to steal, and to destroy. He said, but I am come. There are two governments on the earth now, and man was the one who warranted the second government to come into the earth realm. So everything happening now on earth that is ungodly was permitted by man when he gave authority to Satan. Now when Jesus showed up, what Jesus did was he had to come in the likeness of a man, because man is the one with the authorization for functionality on the earth. That was why God went through the rigor of going into the womb of a virgin, because if he shows up as God, he will be violating his own law. So God had to become man, and when Jesus came as man, he now had legitimacy to also exercise will and to bring governance to the earth realm. And for that to happen, he needed to create an opportunity for every other man to be able to do that, so that he won't be the only person who can bring divine governance to the earth realm. So when Jesus died, he was taking upon himself the penalty of rebellion, because when man turned against God, it's rebellion, and the law is that the wages of sin is death. So Jesus died for man in the place of man, paying the price for man. But he did not only die. After he died, he rose again from the dead. And this time, when he rose from the dead, he now created a new order, overshadowing the old order. So every man who will bring God's authority to the earth must migrate from the old order into the new order. The Bible said in 1 Corinthians 15, you read from verse 45, it spoke about the first Adam and the last Adam. It said the first man, Adam, was a living soul, but the last Adam was a quickening spirit. Verse 46, it said, how be it that was not the first which was spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterwards the spiritual. What it means is that the natural came before the spiritual. Then next verse, it said the first man is of the earth, earthy. The last man is the Lord from heaven. Verse 48 and 49 is my emphasis. It said, as is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. Every fallen man is earthy. And as is the heavenly, such are they that are heavenly. Every regenerated man is heavenly. But you have to make that migration. So verse 49, he said, as we have borne the image of the earthy, he said we should also bear the image of the heavenly. What is the Bible telling us? Two orders exist now from the plane of divinity. Remember, there are two governments, the government of God and the government of Satan. Now, under the government of God, there are two orders. The first one gave up his authority, so he's a slave. The second one obeyed God, so he retained his authority, so he's a ruler. So the Bible is telling us, even though we are on the side of divinity, we must migrate from the first order of governance to the second order of governance. When we come into that second order, we will now be equipped enough to stop Satan. We will now be equipped enough to establish God's will on earth. The same way Jesus said, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Every one of us can now say, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So in this life, if you will advance kingdom, you must grow in authority. If you don't grow in authority, you can't advance kingdom. And I